In the heart of Venice, where gondolas glide silently through the canals and every corner holds a secret, one woman makes a choice she believes will save her marriage. But not all freedoms lead to happiness, and not all returns find home waiting. This is the story of Amelia Hart. A story of love, loss, and the silent consequences of a decision made too late. So sit back and listen closely, because some doors, once opened, never close again. This is the story of Amelia Hart. Amelia Hart sat on the balcony of her Cannaregio apartment, gazing at the quiet canal beneath the soft glow of Venetian streetlights. The night breeze lifted strands of her dark brown hair from their loose tie. Beside her, Daniel Hart, her husband, sipped from a ceramic white teacup. Neither of them spoke. Only the sound of water and the occasional clink of porcelain accompanied the silence. For weeks now, their relationship had been like this. Quiet, cold, trapped in routine. Amelia felt as though she was living with a ghost of the man she once loved. Daniel, on the other hand, concealed his emotions behind silence and empty stares. "Daniel," Amelia said softly. He turned to her, eyes weary. "I've been thinking," she began. Daniel waited. "Maybe we need space. Space to feel alive again. To feel something new." He paused. "What do you mean?" Amelia exhaled slowly. "An open marriage. We stay together, but allow ourselves the freedom to explore what we've lost." The ticking of the clock inside seemed louder than usual. Daniel closed his eyes briefly, then opened them again. "If that's what you need, I won't stop you." His response sounded like an ending, but for Amelia, it was the beginning of something she didn't yet understand. As golden dusk embraced the city of Venice, Amelia walked alone across the Rialto Bridge. The breeze kissed her face, carrying scents of sea and flowers from nearby stalls. She paused, gazing at a gondola gliding beneath the arch. Despite the beauty of the evening, she felt a void within her. A man sat at the edge of the bridge, adjusting the lens of an old film camera. He seemed relaxed, unhurried, fully immersed in the moment. "This light only lasts 5 minutes each day," he remarked casually. Amelia turned. The man had sharp features, light stubble, and striking green eyes that sparkled with mischief. His long, dark blonde hair was tied back loosely. "Tyler," he introduced himself, offering a hand. "Amelia." Their conversation flowed naturally. Photography, the city, freedom. Tyler had a way of speaking that made Amelia feel seen, not as someone's wife, but as a woman with her own heart and wounds. As the sun sank and city lights flickered to life, Amelia found herself laughing quietly at something Tyler said. For the first time in what felt like forever, she felt a heartbeat within her that wasn't dulled by silence.
"What's wrong, Amelia? I just don't know what to do."
It was a clear afternoon, and the secluded garden behind San Zaccaria was peaceful. Amelia sat on a wooden bench among spring blossoms. Claire Dawson, her friend since university days in Rome, sat beside her, warm brown eyes fixed with quiet concern. "So you're really doing this?" Claire asked, sipping tea from a small thermos. Amelia nodded. "I need something different, Claire. Tyler makes me feel alive." Claire looked at her. "And Daniel?" Amelia looked down. "He's quiet. Always quiet. I'm tired of speaking into a void." Claire sighed. "Sometimes we run not because love is gone, but because we don't know how to fix what's broken." Amelia clutched her bag strap tighter. "Do you think I'm wrong?" "I think you're afraid," Claire said gently. "Afraid to face the fact that love takes effort, not escape." Those words echoed long after Claire left. That morning, a grey sky loomed over Venice. Inside the apartment, a black suitcase sat near the door. Daniel stood, dressed in a coat and scarf, his face calm but vacant. Amelia stood a few steps away, her eyes swollen from a sleepless night. "I'm going to Florence. Alone." Daniel's voice was flat, but it cut deeply. "Are you angry?" He shook his head. "No. Just tired. Amelia moved closer. I still want us to be okay. Daniel offered a faint, bitter smile. We're not okay, Amelia. We're just not being honest. Then he opened the door and left, the silence that followed more painful than any argument. That evening, a small cafe by the Grand Canal stood nearly empty. Amelia sat alone at a corner table beneath a dim golden lamp. In her hand was a crumpled piece of paper, a letter she could never quite finish. She stared at the shimmering canal, watching the reflections of street lamps ripple. A gondola drifted slowly by, the boatman humming softly in Italian. Across the water, an elderly man played a sorrowful mandolin tune that felt like a distant sob. Amelia's hand trembled as she wrote one final line. I never meant to lose you. Tears fell silently. Around her, life continued. But within her, everything had shifted, and nothing could be undone. Days after Daniel's departure, Amelia scrolled through Tyler's photo gallery on social media. There it was, a photo of her, sitting by the canal, smiling faintly, the sunset casting golden shadows on her face. The comments praised its beauty, but Amelia felt empty. Tyler hadn't contacted her since. The last thing he'd said was, I never promised anything. She tried calling him. No answer. And suddenly, she understood. Tyler was never a solution. He was a distraction. A passing figure who appeared in her weakness, not her strength. The photo remained in the gallery. Beautiful, but painful. A memory too bitter to relive. The apartment felt smaller now. Curtains remained shut. Dust settled on the shelves. Amelia no longer went out. She avoided Rialto, the cafes, the garden, every place that held too much memory. She spent her days thumbing through old books, none of which could quiet her mind. On the desk, the letter to Daniel lay untouched. Each night, she stared at the door, hoping, but silence was the only visitor. Amelia wandered along the canal, her footsteps echoing in the rain-slick alleys of Venice. Every stone, every window, seemed to carry echoes of what once was. She passed the balcony where she and Daniel used to sit. She stopped there, eyes fixed on the rain-soaked chairs. Her lips moved without sound, as if calling something that would never return. Inside her, one word kept whispering, if only. That night, Amelia finally completed the letter. She wrote each word slowly, as if stitching together fragments of her broken heart. She didn't know if Daniel would read it, didn't know if he still cared, but she had to write it. For herself. To admit that the choice made in the name of freedom had instead bound her in regret. She folded it carefully, slid it into an envelope, and placed it on the table. She didn't move for the rest of the night. Morning arrived softly. The sun peeked through a veil of fog over the canal. Birds began to sing. The city awakened. Amelia sat on the sofa, wrapped in Daniel's forgotten sweater. Her eyes fixed on the door. There was no knock. No footsteps. The envelope still lay on the table, untouched. She knew then, some doors, once opened, can never be closed. And some choices never lead back home. She rose, walked to the window, and pulled the curtain aside. Light streamed in, but it didn't feel the same.